Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a designer for Creator and Lego Direct, and today I'm going to talk to you about sliding doors. Okay, how many times are you looking through the bricks in your collection and you come across pieces like this? These elements look kind of like other pieces that you have, but sometimes they have something extra, like this one. It has a nice flat surface and an extra lip. And it comes across as really strange until you find out what it is. And when you put it back into your collection, with all your bricks, and you start taking your windows, and you start taking your doors, you can start doing some amazing things with it. And that's what I'm here to show you today. Okay, you guys are pretty smart kids, so you probably know what these are. They're doors. They're extremely important, because what happens when you get to a wall, you're walking along, you get to it, and there's no door. You can't go through it, you don't know what to do, but these give you magic access to new rooms and new worlds. But one thing you'll notice about them, whether it's a car door, or it's a house door, or it's a castle door, is these all seem to open in the same way. They hinge, which is kind of nice, but sometimes that's not enough for you. And that's where the pieces that I showed you earlier come into play. For example, this blue piece here, it's called a slider piece. It's got same studs and everything like a normal brick or a normal plate, except it's got this extra edge, this extra sliding edge. And this was made to go with these doors. These are cargo doors. You've probably seen them on a cargo train, or if you've seen them on a city set where there's a cargo bay. What's nice about them is that they open up nice and wide. They slide along this edge, and then they give you this nice opening, so that way you can move a big cargo thing through, or some type of a truck or whatever. And it's really neat, but sometimes they're not quite the doors that you want to use. You want to make them a little bit differently. That's where these red pieces that I showed you earlier show up. It looks just like the other one, except it has this extra edge. It has this extra sliding flat edge. You still have the studs here, but now what this allows you to do is slide bricks. If you take two of them, you'll notice that if you put them on top of each other, they're like silk. They just slide together really nicely. And what's good about that is when you build something on top of them, like this, you can now slide an entire wall. We still have an arrangement where you have a door, which you could go through just like you want to. But what happens when they back up that big truck and they need to get the big stuff inside? Now you can move a whole wall and it can slide away. And what happens if it's even bigger? You can even slide this side. And now look at all that space you have. You can go right through and bring in everything that you need. But there's a secret to this, because you don't have to just make walls. I happen to make a nice door and I made a wall. But what happens if you want to do more than that? You can even make yourself a mountain. You can make yourself a rock ledge. And if you slide this inside, just like that, and then you slide this other one just like that, on either side, now you have a fortress, or you have some type of a nice rock face. And then when somebody comes to the door and they knock 3 times, or they say zim zalabim, or some magic password, all of a sudden an entire piece of rock can open up. And then your magical creature can come out, or just a penguin. It's up to you. But it's kind of fun because you can have the same play experience, but with lots of rocks and lots of cool stuff. So when you kids look at your bricks, don't just assume that it's one thing. If you keep your mind open, you can make anything.